You will be shepherds like him. Pope Francis ordains 9 new priests in St. Peter's Basilica. Pope Francis ordained 9 men to the priesthood on Sunday, urging them to be shepherds like Christ throughout their priestly lives. In a largely off-the-cuff homily in St. Peter's Basilica, April 25th, he told them that they would share in the mission of Christ. He said, "You will be shepherds like him." This is what he wants of you. Pastors. Pastors of God's holy faithful people. Pastors who go with God's people, sometimes in front of the flock, sometimes in the middle or behind, but always there with God's people. The Pope urged the Ordains to seek closeness to God, their bishop, their fellow priests, and the people of God throughout their priestly service. He described this as the 4 closenesses of the priest. He said it was vital for clergy to remain near God in prayer. A priest who does not pray slowly extinguishes the fire of the Spirit within, he commented. He called on the ordination candidates to see themselves as collaborators with their bishops, ensuring unity in the local church. He also asked them to be respectful of other priests. I suggest a resolution for you to make on this day: never speak ill of a brother priest. If you have something against another, be a man, go there and tell him to his face, he said. He also encouraged them always to maintain a strong connection with parishioners. None of you have studied to become a priest. You have studied the ecclesiastical sciences, as the Church says you should. But you have been elected, taken from God's people, he told them. He warned them that when priests lose contact with the people, they become entrepreneurs rather than servants. He said he was moved when he heard the story of a priest who was an able administrator. When the priest discovered that an elderly employee had made a mistake, he harshly scolded him, terminating his employment. The Pope said that the elderly man died. As a result, the man had been ordained as a priest and ended up as a ruthless entrepreneur, he reflected. He continued, remember that this road of the 4 closenesses is beautiful, this road of being shepherds, because Jesus consoles the shepherds, because he is the good shepherd. During the 2-hour ceremony, the 9 men wore white with matching white masks. The congregation consisted of hundreds of people, sitting apart and wearing face coverings to prevent the transmission of COVID-19. Cardinal Angelo de Donatis, the Vicar of Rome, concelebrated the Mass at the altar of the confession with the Pope, as did the superiors of the seminaries where the candidates trained. After the homily, the ordinands approached the Pope one by one. They knelt before him, placing their hands between his as he asked them, "Do you promise to me and my successors filial respect and obedience?" After they answered in the affirmative, he said, "May God who began his work in you bring it to completion." Then, as a group, the candidates prostrated themselves before the altar as the choir sang the Litany of Saints. The 9 men again approached the Pope individually, and he laid his hands on top of their heads, ordaining them priests. The new priests were given stoles and chasubles. After putting them on, they presented themselves before the Pope one by one. He anointed their hands with chrism oil while reciting a prayer. The Pope then celebrated the liturgy of the Eucharist. 3 of the 9 new priests for the Diocese of Rome who range in age from 26 to 43 were born outside Italy. The non-Italians come from Romania, Colombia, and Brazil. Times Fr. George Marius Borgan, originally from Romania, trained for the priesthood at both the Pontifical Roman Minor Seminary and the Pontifical Roman Major Seminary. He was first inspired to pursue the vocation when he read a life of St. John Bosco at the age of 9. Fr. Salvatore Marco Montone, a 32-year-old from Calabria, southwest Italy, was born on Good Friday 1989. On the day of his baptism, the parish ran out of white garments for children, so the priest covered him with his stole. I have no memories, of course, but my parents always tell me about it, he said in a press release from the Diocese of Rome. Fr. Manuel Secchi, at 26 the youngest of the 9 new priests, was born in Rome. His vocation was nurtured at his local parish of Santi Simone e Giudata Deo a Tor Angela, where, he said, the sense of community and the beautiful experiences nurtured my vocation. He trained at the Pontifical Roman Major Seminary. Fr. Diego Armando Barrera Parra, 27, was born in Colombia. After completing high school, he volunteered at a juvenile detention center and a foundation for drug addicts. There my desire was born to be able to help and serve others forever, said the new priest, who studied at the Pontifical Roman Major Seminary. Fr. Giorgio di Iuri, a 29-year-old from Brindisi, a port city on the Adriatic Sea, first felt a call to the priesthood at the age of 15. While studying medicine in Rome, he decided to pursue the vocation, training at the Pontifical Roman Major Seminary. Fr. Salvatore Orazio Lucchesi, a 43-year-old Sicilian, discerned his vocation later in life, studying at the Pontifical Roman Major Seminary. Fr. Riccardo Sendamo, who trained at the Redemptoris Mater Seminary, was previously a film director. In 2013, he was invited to show his co-directed short film Regreso a Casa at the Ischia Film Festival. He has taught directing at the Accademia Togliani, a cultural association in Rome. Before his ordination, he said, "If I look back now, I realize that the call to the priestly vocation has always existed, that love had to mature.